Hi, everybody. My name is Eric Rousseau, the festival director for the Comedy Film Festival. I'm joined today by a number of talented filmmakers from a few different blocks throughout our festival. We'll kind of go around and introduce everybody as well as their film. Emily, let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Emily Vandenblink from New York City. My film is VeganVampire. I'm the writer, producer, and singer. It's a music video that's asked the question, if you were a vampire, could you also be vegan? Does eating humans count? And it's a little girly pop take on being a vampire.
Awesome. And Kyle, let's hop over to you.
Hi, I'm Kyle Greenberg. My sketch is the Single Ball Tennis Academy, and it's about just kind of a disgraced tennis coach trying to redeem himself.
Awesome. It's really fun. Excited to talk to you a little bit more about it here in a bit. Steven, if you can, introduce yourself and your film.
Hi, my name is Steven. I'm from Chicago, and the film I submitted was titled Rejection.
On this film, there was no rejection. We loved it. We're so happy to welcome it to the festival and excited to talk to you a little bit more about it. Morgan, so excited about your film. It's rare that we get animation submitted, but when we do, it's always stellar. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your film.
Yeah, my name's Morgan Siegler. I'm from California. I'm the writer and director and lead animator of my film Cat-Tastrophe. And it's about a cat through her catastrophic antics, inspiring a villainous inventor to devise her most evil plan yet. And it just follows kind of typical Tom and Jerry style slapstick humor, and everything just goes chaotically wrong for this character.
Very cool. And lastly, we have Bridget. If you can, introduce yourself and your film.
Hi, I'm Bridget Ludwig, and I submitted a sketch called TheRealWitch. Basically answers the question of what if the puritanical witch hunts actually got one right. And that's one that I wrote in, directed, and acted in. So it's a fun one.
It's very cool. We're so thrilled to be able to showcase it.
Rocky, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about your film.
Thank you for having me. I'm Rocky. I am based in New York City, and I wrote and directed Gaslighting Dad.
Cool. All right. So Emily, since I know you've got head out a little bit early, we're going to dive into kind of questions back to back for you. So I think you hinted at it a little bit earlier. Where did this idea come from? Are you a vegan? I assume not a vampire, so we'll skip over that one. But yeah, tell us a little bit about how you came up with this idea.
Yeah, I am, as the lyrics in the song say, I genuinely have been a vegan for over a decade. And there's so many like jokes and tropes and kind of like hacky comedy about being a vegan, which is fine. We can take a joke, but I wanted to write my own joke from the from the perspective of being a vegan and poke fun at myself. And I was also in another film about witches. So I think it was just 2025 was a spooky year. So we all had kind of spooky content that year.
So this is a music video. There's choreography. It looks great, by the way. Like it's not just something that you just filmed on like an iPhone. I assume you didn't film on an iPhone. Like it's got lighting. Tell us a little bit about the going into the production of this, because it's tough always to go into any production, but now you've got like layers and layers that you're making it complicated and somehow you execute it.
Yeah, it turns out with enough friends and money, you can relive your pop star dreams. That's a message for everyone. But it's great. I have my cinematographer, Justin. He works on like House Hunters and stuff for his day job. So he's like super pro. And then I had a choreographer, Tracy, who's also like a super legit dancer. When she brought the choreography to me, I was like, oh, this is like real. Okay. Because I'm also not much of a dancer myself, but I learned. And then my director, Reba, is obviously fantastic too. And we rented a kind of sketchy, weird warehouse in Brooklyn for for the shoot, but it ended up being great. It had like that lip couch that it came with. I definitely think some more adult films are probably shot there, but we had a good time shooting there as well.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And has this been something that you've done before? Have you done, comedic music videos, or is this the first?
This is my second one. My first one was a Christmas jam about how a lot of holiday films are secretly really depressing. And what is that? Why are we doing that? So you can check that one out. It's called Twistmas. This is my second one. I have my third one coming out next month. I actually have to go to the studio to record. That's why I have to leave early. So yeah, I've always been a fan of like Bo Burnham and Flight of the Conchords and all that stuff. So I just went for it.
It seems like you also have a bit of a crew that you work with on this. Is there anything you can tell us about that? Because we actually have another filmmaker, Allison Brooks, who I think is going to be on a different panel, who's featured in this music video. Tell us a little bit about that group.
Yeah, Allison, Jordan, and Breed is in Allison's film. We were all just put together in an improv group called Not Your Average Slumber Party, and then we all just started making films. That's the thing, man. So it's, started in a weird little improv class.
Well, I think a number of comedians can relate to that. A number have that kind of background, so it's really cool to see something flourish and multiple projects coming to fruition here from it. So that's really awesome. Well, cool. Well, anything else that you want to share with us while we have you?
I'm excited to watch everyone's films, and thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Kyle, so, we're talking a little bit about like all the production value that, Emily's film went into, but you kind of did the exact opposite, and I love you for it. It really feels like you grabbed a person, maybe off the street, grabbed a camera, literally any camera, and you're like, I'm going to make some funny shit. Tell us a little bit about Single Ball Tennis Academy.
That was a sketch I wrote. It's kind of been in my head for a while because I really did work at as a tennis coach at a really nice elite tennis club. And I, felt sometimes like, oh man, how is this my job? Like, I don't think I'm like that good at tennis or anything. And so it was like, everyone was so nice to me. It was a really great job, but there was like kind of always this feeling in the back of my head, like I'll reject them before they reject me. And then one day I was just like, I do comedy in Chicago too. So I was like, oh, that would be a funny sketch. So I wrote it out, and then not a stranger as my friend, Stevie played the guy getting the lesson, and my friend Teddy filmed it for me. And yeah, we went out and made it in like an hour, but it was the script I'd worked pretty hard on. So
that's awesome. And I mean, you give a great performance. Definitely was not saying that,
oh, no, it's okay.
Anything was half-assed. It was very well done.
Thank you.
So I'm curious, especially, hearing Emily's background, did you have anything similar? Were those like frequent collaborators that you'd worked with before?
Yes. My friend Stevie, who plays the other guy in the video with me, and I met at Second City classes and stuff, and we've made a bunch of videos together. And then it's my friend Teddy that's filming it, and he has like his own successful sketch thing. So like when I wanted to start making sketches, I asked him for help, and so he filmed it for me, which was really nice.
Also joining us from Chicago, we've got Steven. Steven Haas is returning for the second straight year. Last year, Steven, you had the film I'm Not Supposed to Be Here. This year, you're bringing us Rejection. Tell us a little bit about the film, the process, how it came to you.
I think it's more like a sketch, but it was, I don't remember how I thought of it. It's about those like balloon pop dating shows, which are so ridiculous.
Absolutely. And, I know you do quite a number of different sketches and films. With I'm Not Supposed to Be Here last year, that was you in front of the camera. You made a little cameo in this one. Do you have a different approach if, whether you're on screen at all for a minute or not at all? Like how does that approach change?
Yeah, for this one, I didn't want to be in it because I had like a more specific shot list I wanted to do. And it's kind of hard to get all the right shots while also being in it. So I just cast my friend Harry, and he did a really good job.
Very cool. We're very happy to have you back. Kind of similar question, was this were these with frequent collaborators? Anyone returning from I'm Not Supposed to Be Here for this project?
I don't remember. I've worked with all these people before. I think a couple people were in that one that are also in this one. But yeah, I just have like a crew of people I usually hit up when I want to film something.
That's I think what we all want. So that's perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you, Steven. All right, so let's throw it over to Morgan. Morgan, Cat-Tastrophe was such a fun film to watch and such an unexpected surprise, and it's so well done. Do you have a cat? Where did this idea come from? Like, how did you stumble into this?
I actually don't have a cat. I love cats so much, though, and I just watch cat videos on YouTube all the time. I did this film as my thesis, my graduating thesis for college. And as we were coming up with ideas for what we all wanted to do, I was like, I just want a cat to shoot hairballs out of her mouth like a machine gun. Is that too much to ask? So I started with that gag, and I just kind of was like, all right, how do I take it from here? What do I do? How does it escalate? Where does it start? And yeah, just went full slapstick animated comedy with this and had a lot of fun with it.
And your background is in animation, correct?
Yes.
That's awesome. When you approached this project, was there anything, other than the fact that you've got a cat as one of your main characters? Was there anything unique about it or different, or other projects that you have? Are they also of a comedic tone?
This was actually my first short film. Anything unique about it? There's no talking. It's all reliant entirely on the poses of the characters and the body acting and their expressions. Yeah, and all 3D too. I hadn't done, since I'm a 3D animator, I had always done more kind of sticking to semi-realistic animation, but I always wanted to do cartoony animation. And I wanted to challenge myself and get those crazy expressions like Looney Tunes when they have the eyes popping out of the head. In 2D, you can just draw circles. But in 3D, it's like, well, how am I supposed to do this? I have to duplicate the geometry of the character's head and keyframe the visibility. So that's the unique part about mine, is I just went full Looney Tunes style in a 3D landscape. For sure. So it's really, really a cool project. So Bridget, let's go over to you. So really cool, really fun, very specific kind of sketch comedy. How did you come up with this? Are these frequent collaborators that you've worked with?
Yeah, kind of the same answer, or same story answers both. I also have an improv background, and these are all my troupe members that we met in college and tried to keep things going through sketch writing. So it was just 6 of us all writing and directing and holding lights for each other for various sketches. And this particular idea came to me. I basically tried to justify getting to play this character I really wanted to play by writing a story and a sketch around it. So yeah, I've always wanted to be able to act like a crazy witch woman. So I got to fulfill that dream and convince other people to help me do it. So that's wonderful.
Real quick side tangent. Did you go to college with Ashley as well, who's in the video?
I didn't, but
Okay.
I know I met her through, I think, the Hideout.
Okay, got it. Because funny enough, I had some classes with Ashley when I was in college at UT.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's
I was like,
funny.
oh, hey, I know her.
Small
Very
improv
cool.
world in Austin.
Absolutely. That's so cool. And I mean, I think that it kind of like we're seeing a similar theme of just like having these ideas, having these frequent collaborators and being like, okay, like we're going to find a way to like make this happen.
Mhm.
Is this something that, y'all have been able to make like a number of videos? Are there, more in the future that we're going to be able to see?
That's something we definitely have 2 out there under the same channel, the Booth Gator Comedy, which is a play on someone's mispronunciation of Booth Gator Ginsburg, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So that's how that name came about. But yeah, there's a couple more out. There's some that are still unreleased. At this point, everyone's moved to other cities of New York and Chicago and LA. So I'm not sure there's more content other than the unreleased ones, but we would love to do it. We talk about getting back together all the time.
I'm kind of in the same boat where, my group of people have started to go out, but it's like the beautiful thing about kind of like what we're doing right now is keeping that energy alive, keeping those connections alive. So I'm really hopeful that y'all do continue to work together because y'all made some really fun and goofy stuff.
Yeah. Well, and thanks for giving us a reminder that these happened and people want to see them. So
Absolutely. All right, Rocky. Such a fun film, Gaslighting Dad. I mean, just tell us like this group that you worked with, this idea, like where did this come from, and how'd you put it all together?
Yeah, thanks. This was just a sketch that was kind of existing in packet form for like a year or so. And I just wanted to get it filmed. I think we've all got like a bunch of that stuff in our arsenal that we submit, but then it's like eventually you just, if nothing happens with it, you just want to be a little more in control of getting it out. So I'm like, well, I'll do this, just film this one. And yeah, just like everyone else, it's a team of people where we just dip each other's hands into each other's projects and are very comfortable in that way. And we had a day to do this one, and we just met up early and banged it out. It was just in our friend's apartment, so we at least could control the environment.
With this project, you play around with just like I think a classic kind of like comedy format of taking like a very simple idea and then just throwing absurdity into it. What if boyfriend comes home, runs into dad in the kitchen, and then like chaos ensues? Was this based off of anyone's personal experience in any kind of way? Or was it just like a tangent that somebody wrote out in sketch form?
I think it maybe just plays off of me. I think I just generally have always kind of like struggled talking to like father figures, and so that's where it came from. So it wasn't like based off of a specific experience, but I guess just a general like little spiral that I find myself going down, and so I just wanted to like write a little story based on it.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you again for sharing it with us. So yeah, I want to open it up to y'all. You've heard each other, kind of talk a little bit about the films, both from comedian backgrounds as well as filmmaker backgrounds, writing backgrounds. Are there any questions that anyone has for each other here?
I guess I'm really excited to see them. And I feel like once I see them, I'll like have questions and stuff. But there's one thing that I thought of more was like, for Bridget, for your one about witches and stuff. Is it that like, is the witches like, is that something that really interests you? Like, are you like deep dive on history, or is it just like that situation interested you, or is it something?
I wouldn't call it like a historical interest, more of a vibe interest. I find those characters really fun to play. I find them really just fun, I think, really. But I think that also just like in reflection, the way that like us as like a modern woman can look back and see how this is emblematic of like the misunderstanding and mistreatment of like women's rights. I don't know. I think that's also fascinating. Does that really get addressed in this? No, but yeah, I don't know if that answers it, but just always been drawn to those types of characters, sometimes comedically, sometimes dramatically.
But it feels like how you're approaching it, you're knowledgeable about what happened historically. So I would give yourself a little bit more credit.
True. I did really love reading The Crucible as a high schooler, so that helped.
So I think what we're going to do is kind of go around and kind of talk about any other projects that we have coming up. So Bridget, let's start with you. Whether it's with this group or outside of it, are there any upcoming projects that you're working on currently?
I think that probably there's more sketches to come on this group if they ever get edited, but also working on a music video sometime in the spring. My partner is a musician, so we kind of collaborate there sometimes. We have one that might be coming out with a friend who's going to be shooting exclusively on Super 8. So totally new field, just again, for fun.
Very cool. Kyle, anything more coming from the little crew that you've got up there?
Yeah. I'm making lots of videos. Put them on my YouTube channel. Got 62 subscribers now, so keep pushing those out. Keep the subscribers keep rising, man.
What's the name of the channel?
Oh, it's just under my name, Kyle Greenberg. But I've been trying to make more. They're just so fun to go make, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and
I do a bunch of live shows in Chicago. It's like mostly my comedy outlet. But when I can or I do have an idea, I love to make the YouTube videos.
If you're in Chicago, find a show that Kyle's on. Go check it out. Morgan, you mentioned that this was your thesis film. You already got plans for what's next, or writing? What's going on?
I do. I'm actually in the process of. So this film was a proof of concept for a show that I want to make, and now I'm in the process of actually writing it. And I'm trying to take my time with it and make it really funny and just absolutely like the best work that I can do. Aside from that, that's my big personal project. I'm continuing to work with friends from college on smaller animated sketches that are only about a minute, 30 seconds. And yeah, that's what I have going on.
That's awesome. That would be such a fun idea for a show. I don't know, like, you know, obviously you've got two core characters that are so fun that you can play around with, but I think the situations could evolve and introduce other characters. I'm sure you're already thinking about that. So really best of luck with that. I hope something good happens with it.
Thank you.
All right, Steven, what else is going on for you? You got more that you'll bring us in 2027?
Hopefully. I'm taking a break from like shorter form stuff this year, but we're shooting a feature over the summer. So we're going to be doing that the next few months, and then hopefully it'll come out in the fall. That's
really cool. Really cool. Anything you can tell us about the feature or not yet?
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really have much of a plot, but it's just like a low budget, 90-minute feature. I'm going to use a lot of the people I've worked on these other projects with. And yeah, see what it turns out like.
That's really awesome. Well, great. Well, looking forward to hearing more and hopefully seeing more from it. Yeah, you got big fans in Austin.
Thank you.
And Rocky, tell us a little bit about what you've got beyond Gaslighting Dad. Anything else that you and this crew will be working on next?
Yeah, I actually just in the last couple of days have picture locked my next short. It's a musical short film that I also wrote the music for. So we're like getting into the final stages of editing for that, and I'm really glad that I got to do that recently because I don't know how much more I'll be able to film this year because I'm also performing in a show that's coming back off Broadway this year in the coming months. And so I wanted to like make sure I got at least like one more film project before that takes up my life again for the next however long.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Really
Thanks.
cool. Very cool. Well, we're looking forward to seeing the next project, but also anything that you can share about the show coming up. Can people check it out when they're in New York?
Yeah, it hasn't, like, the venue and dates haven't been announced yet, but it's a new musical. It's called Slam Frank. We did a run off Broadway last year, and it's coming back somewhere this year. But yeah, it's a very, very fun new musical.
Well, I want to thank everybody for joining me. Kyle, Emily, Morgan, Stephen, Rocky, and Bridget. Thank you so much. These films are going to play at the Comedy Film Festival May 8th through the 10th in Austin, Texas. Most of them will be at the Sketch Block on Sunday, May 10th at Hyperreal. We've also got some that are going to be at the funny little thing called Love Block, May 9th. Regardless, come check them out. If you're in Austin, we'd love to see you. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at the fest.